It's a Friday night and the joint is jumping. Welcome into Gameday Nation alongside the pigskin professor Mike Jewell, former Bowser head coach Mike Robb. I'm Yaw Bonsu. Hard to believe it's already week 4, but Mike Jewell, I'll tell you what. If you're writing a book about the first 3 weeks of the season, what are you titling it?
Stammer, offensive line. Stuck in the mud.
I like
First
it.
3 weeks.
I like it.
And get it on track, baby. That's what we got.
I like that. That's a hard act to follow, Mike.
Oh, well, you know what it is, but and how I would title the book is Lost in the Fog.
Okay.
Right now, so many guys too blind to see, and they're not totally satisfied with a thing called me.
Let's be honest here. You can probably come up with about 6, 7 different ways to describe the season so far. But let's go to what to expect tonight on Gameday Nation. We have a lot for you guys. Live game look-ins of 5 different games across the area. We also have our keys to the game for our game of the week, Findlay at Southview. We have our big play breakdown. I wonder what's going to happen today. Maybe another blocked punt, maybe a blocked field goal. We have Mike and Mike's top 10 teams. Is Central Catholic going to remain number 1? That remains to be seen. And then our favorite part of GDN, Brandon Carnes joining us in studio. What are you guys looking forward to real quick?
Well, I'm not looking forward to my top 10 because each week it's been getting busted up.
Stuck in the mud, fogged up, yes.
Trouble with those Blue Devils of yours?
The Blue Devils, they're just fine. Hey, everybody take a loss every once in a while, but the Blue Devils are doing just fine. Trust me.
Okay, Professor, what are you looking forward to today?
Hey, action that's going to dictate who can run the ball effectively and who can stop the run. Because that's the key. And I'm looking at one game in particular where I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
It is week 4 of the season, and we have 5 games coming up tonight live on Gameday Nation, highlighted by our game of the week, Findlay at Southview. Gameday Tailgate was there earlier. It was a fun show. We also have Napoleon at Clay, Clyde at St. Francis. Professor, you get to see your boy Eli Beal. We have Richmond Heights at Toledo Christian, and then we have Norwalk at Bellevue. We heard Coach Adams talk about holding Southview to 7 points. It sounds hard, but then you remember that the Cougars, after beating Northview 40-0, haven't scored a single point in the past 2 weeks. Mike Robb, how do you explain this disaster of an offense since week 2?
Well, you know what? I can't explain what they're not getting done. That's something that the coach is going to have to do. He's going to have to go watch that film and tell these guys they got to play a little bit better and execute. I'm assuming that's what the problem is. Get some rhythm, get some motion, and then that way you can go ahead and get to that end zone.
But Mike Jewell, it's hard to do that against a Findlay defense that has only allowed 14 points total in the past 2 weeks. What is the key for Southview to really get back on track offensively?
Hey, whenever you're stuck in a quantity, the older I get, it's simplify. Mike Robb said it, simplify. And what that means with Southview is, hey, let the offense run through Mo MacArthur.
Finley has dominated this matchup over the past decade, winning 5 straight by at least 2 touchdowns or more. We'll get to our game of the week in a second, but for now, let's head to one of the other games on this slate, Clyde at St. Francis.
Eli Beal.
Yep, there you go, Eli Beal.
And now?
So much action early on. You're watching Gameday Nation presented by Renewal by Anderson, a better way to a better window. We'll be right back. Clyde finally on the board. Knights lead 19-3 heading into the half. You're watching Gameday Nation presented by Renewal by Anderson, a better way to a better window. We'll be right back. Anyway, when you think about Southview coming into the week, hasn't scored a single point in the past 2 weeks, but now 14 points in the first half, Mike Robb. Got to feel good about the Cougars.
Playing at home on that new turf over there at Southview. One thing that they're really liking is just their defense.
And one interesting thing about Findlay, we're used to seeing 2 sophomore quarterbacks play under center for them, but in the first half, it was Miles Bailey, a running back, taking a majority of the snaps. A running back playing quarterback. You only see that in the Wildcat, but he was throwing dimes out there. Mike Robb, what do you think of Bailey's performance?
Oh, I love it. You got Coach Stephen Adams, who's a running back himself, and when you get the running back status like he does, the number one thing that he wants to do is run the football.
You're watching Gameday Nation presented by Renewal by Anderson, a better way to a better window. We'll be right back. It is time for our favorite time on Gameday Nation. Brandon Carnes in studio with us. How are you, sir? I like the suit coat. I like the shirt. Belt looks good on you.
That's the best intro I've ever gotten.
Yes,
any
sir.
place
There's
I've
more
ever
to come.
been.
It's only week 4. There's more to come.
It's only downhill from that intro. I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up.
Yeah, who you got, Yow?
Come on, Yow.
I was going to say Eli Beal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Landon Echoberry. Yes. Now hear me out. I know he threw 2 picks tonight. However, there's a mental hurdle to get over when you're turning over the ball so much. He had as many touchdowns as turnovers heading into week 2. He got over that hump, and yes, he had 2 turnovers today. Clay ended up losing, but the fact that he's still willing to be so aggressive in that offense. We talked about how much maybe Derek Pennington will rely on defense for Clay, but Landon Eccleberry, he is such a great leader at quarterback. I love the way he slings the rock. He is so aggressive down the field. He may not end up being an MVP, but he's my personal MVP.
Oh, man.
I want to say your personal MVP threw 2 pick six tonight.
Yikes.
He did, but again, he's gonna learn how to get over those humps. It's only week 4, guys, and watch. In 3 weeks, we're gonna be sitting here, and all of you are gonna hop on the bandwagon.
Okay.
I'm on that Philly bandwagon.
We're gonna play this.
I'm on that Philly
We're gonna play
bandwagon.
this clip back in black and white.
I jumped on that.
We're gonna play this clip back in black and white, and you guys, watch, you're laughing now. You're laughing now.
Rain effect on CC.
Laugh now, cry later.
They got
laugh
pillows
now,
for the
cry
Philly
later.
bandwagon,
Just wait.
right?
Just
Give me
wait.
pillows. Leave me with the NLL. You know, 2 sort of tough switches and picks.
You can pick one side or the other.
Yeah,
We are
I guess I'll
breaking
go
Yaw's
with the
heart.
NLL Cardinals.
I was gonna say that.
I think that the Cardinal. What you
Fall
got,
apart out
Brandon?
here.
What you guys? You've got 5 teams that are sort of locking
Yeah,
in
no,
different
100%.
storylines and different story paths.
I respect my elders, but I'm not getting stomped over this time. I'm also going with the Cardinal division because
do that.
remember,
Yeah, go with it.
Fremont
Yeah,
Ross.
This is good TV.
Fremont Ross was the
It's like
favorite
my excuse.
coming
You're
in,
the host. You can
and then
do
the
what you
Little
want.
Giants get stomped over by Perrysburg 31-0, and then you get to Napoleon, pick second to finish in the Cardinal, and then Napoleon gets shut out 7-0 to Anthony Wayne.
Yeah.
So the Cardinal division is as competitive as really any division in Ohio. So I'm interested to see who comes about, especially Fremont Ross, because as Mike Jewell said, Little Giants are entering the tougher part of their schedule. So I'm going to go with the Cardinal division in the NLL. Thank you, Justin. Liberty Benton on its way to a 4-0 start, currently up 44-0 over Riverdale. Liberty Benton, wow. Lost in the regional quarterfinals a year ago, and it just keeps on rolling in 2025. All right, it's time for some top 10s. Don't disappoint me, Mike Robb. You're up first.
I never disappoint.
I know that's right.
Here we go. So let's get right to it. We made this a little bit earlier in the evening.
Oh, yeah, the excuses are coming in.
No excuse. That's the reality.
Napoleon bulldozes Clay.
Okay.
And yet,
All right.
Napoleon's not in the top 10.
All right,
Bulldozer's a strong word, Yaw. Bulldozer's a real strong
All right,
word.
so for Yaw, we made this list before the show started. So Yaw, keep it easy. Clay Eagles.
Give me one team that everybody should be paying attention to as we exit week 4.
Central Catholic.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you're not going to get us off that
Guys,
banner.
this is television. Of course, Central Catholic
Okay,
is the
okay.
best team.
So you want us to lie?
No, I don't want you to lie,
Okay.
but come on, diversify it a little bit.
Well,
All right.
I don't want to create any more
All right.
lock because nobody's certain. Greg Dempsey, man, I want to make sure that we knew that.
Okay.
Because he'll say it. You know, Mike Robb, Mike Jewell, they're not even picked. They're not even talking about us.
Yeah.
To Greg Dempsey and the Central Catholic community, we will never look at number 10, guys. You know, he deserves number 10. Honestly, that's a little generous. after
Division
looking at
1
Robinson's
too, man.
top 10.
Division
D1.
D1 all
Gameday
the way.
Nation is
All
D1.
the way. Give him some
Mike
NIL
Rob-
money.
Mike
Where's
Robinson.
Robinson's NIL money? Give him the NIL.
Get the ink and pen. Honestly, when you look at the X's and O's, Robinson, he relies a lot on xylophones, you know, the tunes of the music.
Yes.
It allows him. 3 things we
He's
know
a
about.
percussion dude.
Three things we know about Mike Robinson. He loves xylophones, he loves to play in the snow, and he loves to make the schedules for every team in the NLL. Why? Because he'll pit everybody against Central Catholic. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, you're not. I would say you're 100% right. I want the best to play the best. That's all I got to say.
Now look, let's keep it a buck for a second. You have both been head coaches. Why are we seeing so many of these bigger schools not only play these smaller schools, these weaker teams, but have them travel to them to play these games? Why is this such a common occurrence when they can play bigger and tougher competition?
Well, they can definitely play bigger and tougher, and the one thing it is, you know, I look at it, and you, like you said, keeping it real. You know, they talk about they're scared to go into different communities and play football in there. It's not safe and things of that nature.
Come on.
You know, and we can't have that.
Man, I feel like a little kid just kicking my feet up, listening to them talk football. Wow. Great job, guys. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break down some more games. We'll have our Chick-fil-A band of the week, student section of the week.
got more.
Man, we got so much
Let's
more.
get it.
You're watching Gameday Nation presented by Renewal by Anderson, a better way to a better window. We'll be right back. Let's react to some City League action. Scott taking on the defending City League champ Start, second quarter. Spartans with the ball 1-1. It's too easy for Tyrese Highsmith, Professor, running the Wildcat.
Hey, thought that might be the theme of this game, but no, say the Scott Bulldogs, baby. It starts turning, and it's right here, baby.
All right, Mike Rob, Spartans looking for more, but the Bulldogs snuff out the screen pass. It's a pick six for Braylon Ballard.
I mean, that was the easiest pick six that you could find. I mean, that ball was just lofted right up in the air. Can't do it like that.
Rolondus Russell avoiding the pressure in the backfield.
Fourth
And
quarter.
instead, he heaves it 34 yards to the end zone, and it's caught by Levante Purley. That's a gem.
Purley was brilliant the entire game, just running the ball, finding receivers, playing on defense. In this play, Russell keeping it alive and throwing it deep into the end zone. Oh my goodness, they just might steal this one, baby. They are winning it.
12-6. Scott beat Start for the first time since 2022.
My mindset was really just do my best and give everything I got on this field for this team, for everybody.
Thank you, guys. And Mike Rob, coming into the season, the City League looked like it was going to be a two-man race between Start and Lima Senior. But after Scott beat Start yesterday 12-6, it looks like it's time for the Bulldogs to enter the chat.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the chats. W's in the chat for the Bulldogs over there on Collinwood.
And looking at the Bulldogs, 2-8 last season, and all of a sudden, one win in 2025. Professor, how competitive can the City League be this season? Is the winner of this as obvious as people thought coming into 2025?
No, it's been thrown wide open. Mike Rob's absolutely right earlier today in the show, and what Scott's doing. And Richard Allen, he knew he had some speed back. He knew he had some guys that could carry and tote the rock. You got a chance, and they got some dogs up there. That's a lot of fun, baby.
I like that. They got some dogs. The club is going up on a Thursday here on BCSN. We have many more City League games coming up every Thursday throughout the season. Yesterday between Start and Scott was just a start. We have Wait at Start next week. Bowser at Scott, Woodward at Rogers, Bowser at Start, Rogers at Bowser. Man, which matchup catches your eye? Mike Rob?
You know, what I miss is working with my boy Tim Clegg on these Thursday night games. So shout out to Tim Clegg and Godfrey Lewis. I think that's his partner for the rest of these Thursday nights.
They are sticking around for Gameday Nation Overtime, hosted by Mark Kuntz. I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Stay tuned for Overtime. Have a great night.